And good afternoon and welcome, Eleanor. We are recording now for the website. Eleanor Spring from Spring Action Fraud Detection Elimination. Thank you. All right. S.A.F.E is the easiest way for me to remember it. Eleanor, go ahead. Give us your piece on ID theft. We found the first iteration to be very, very interesting. So take it away.
Good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon, everyone. Or good morning. Wanted to talk about a couple of the newest scams that are out there today with identity theft. One of them is known as the jury duty scam. And everyone who's ever gotten a letter stating they have to report for jury duty, they know they have to respond one way or another. And what they do now is they will call your home, your cell, whatever, and sound very official. They tell you, they give you their name, they tell you they are calling from the courts, and there is a warrant out for your arrest for not reporting for jury duty. Now that's enough to scare anyone, especially me. But they sound so official, and they tell you if you don't come in for jury duty, you will be arrested, the warrant is out there for you. And in a plea to save themselves, someone will say, well, I never got the letter, I never got notice on it. So what the person on the other end will say is, give me your name, your address, your social security number, and your date of birth, and we will look up the records for you. So naturally, being scared to death, you're going to give them all that information. And once you do, you've been victimized by identity theft. Another way is business networking. Out on the island, it's very big. Everyone does it. Every business person does it. And what it is basically business people meet, they exchange credit cards, business cards, and they kind of just get to know a little bit about the other person. And when somebody comes and says, well, gee, you know what? I need a computer person to come fix my computer. Well, somebody will pop up and say, hey, I've got a guy for you. Here's his card. I met him. He's a nice guy. Years ago, we knew a store was a store, a business was a business because they had a storefront. So for the most part, we knew they were legitimate. Nowadays, many people work out of their home. And when somebody refers you to a computer guy, you don't know if that computer guy is legal or not. But somebody referred him, so you assume, okay, must be a legitimate person, must be a legitimate business, I'll go with it because I need a new computer. And what happens is the ones who are not legitimate will come into your home, they will give you a new computer, you'll buy a new computer from them, and they will offer to take the old one away and give you a slight discount on the new one. Being that you don't need the old computer anymore, sounds like a good deal, you go with it. Now, people who are not legitimate, they're going to take that computer, they're going to bring it back to their home or their shop or their garage or wherever they're working out of, and they're going to pop out the hard drive. Once they do that, they've got all your personal information, you've been victimized. Another type of scam is the email scams, where you will get an email stating that a long-lost friend is looking for you. And when you click on the link, it'll bring you to one of these media sites, MySpace, Facebook, LinkedIn, any one of those. And once you log in with your personal information, they've got you again. You're victimized. Myself, just an example, I got an email from somebody who said, hey, we went to junior high school together. We were best friends. And her name was Joanne, and I did have a best friend named Joanne. So I asked her to give me a little information about herself, and she did. And the information she provided for me was only something she would know as a friend of mine. So that one turned out to be legitimate, but there are many times when they're not legitimate. You knew somebody named Kevin in grade school. Now Kevin's looking for you. And, you know, maybe it was a best friend. You get all excited, and you click on the link, and you put in your information. You've been victimized. Very easy to get victimized today. Another form of identity theft is the red flags rule. When you have a credit card and you make a purchase, the salesperson is supposed to take that credit card, turn it over, make sure there's a signature on it, make sure it looks legitimate, and if it doesn't, they are not supposed to sell you whatever it is you're supposed to be buying. They can also ask you for an additional piece of identification, driver's license, some other photo ID, something with your address on it, to verify. Now, I personally don't sign my cards, and I only got stopped once in a good 15 years. And they did ask me for my identification. That's how it's supposed to be done, and that's what the red flag rules are all about, but not too many people follow those. Wanted to talk, there's a website, if you become victimized by identity theft, there is a website out there the FBI has up. The address is ifccfbi.gov. You can report the crimes to them. You can report it to the Federal Trade Commission. You can report it to your local police. But you should report it. You can forward the emails on. If it's an email, you can forward it on to the Federal Trade Commission. They do keep records of this stuff. And if it gets too out of hand, of course, they'll work with the FBI to try and stop it. Those are some of the things that are going on out there today in the world of identity theft. One other thing I did want to talk about is we all get these applications for credit cards. I get tons of them every day. And years ago, you got an offer on the front panel, your name and address was there, and that was it. Nowadays, it's listed at least 3 or 4 different places on that credit card application. So you really need to look it over, look at the front, the back, any flaps, any other material that's with it. And if you don't want it, shred it, shred it, shred it, shred it. That's the best thing you can do to save yourself from becoming victimized. Any questions?
No, we're good right now. Let me just check the chat one more time. That was terrific. Nothing up on the chat right now. Thank you, Eleanor, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
I look forward to it as well.
All right, bye now.